Hello everyone, I am DinoBlue, Chief YouTube Forger at DFW, and today, in 2 minutes, I will break down the pros and cons of being an architect only operating in the metaverse for the next 10 years. Okay, let's start then. Before we start, don't forget to subscribe. We will have some offers in the following days and maybe let you guys have some surprises. An architect of the metaverse is a professional specializing in designing and planning virtual spaces. This includes the creation of virtual real estate, buildings, and immersive and interactive environments for users. An architect of the metaverse must have a strong understanding of both design principles and technology, as well as the ability to adapt to the constantly evolving landscape of the metaverse. Pros: opportunities for unique and innovative designs. High demand for specialized skills. Potential for significant financial gain. Flexibility to work remotely and collaborate with clients and team members from anywhere. The ability to work on projects that are not constrained by physical limitations. Cons: limited opportunities for real-world experience and networking. Dependence on technology and the potential for technical issues. The possibility of losing relevance as the metaverse evolves and changes. The potential for legal and ethical challenges in virtual real estate development. The need to constantly adapt and stay up to date with the latest technology and trends in the metaverse. Overall, it is difficult to predict the success rate of architects operating in the metaverse compared to traditional scenes in the next 5 years, as the metaverse is still a relatively new and rapidly evolving field. However, likely, architects who can adapt to the unique challenges and opportunities of the metaverse will have a higher success rate than those who are unable or unwilling to do so. Additionally, the demand for architects with specialized skills in the metaverse is likely to continue to grow, which could lead to a higher success rate for those operating in this field. Thanks a lot for listening. Don't forget to subscribe, sir. And check our website for upcoming designs, news, and other stuff related to metaverse architecture. Let's forge the future together.